Hello gamers! In this video, we are going to be comparing two iconic tanks at tier 10. Both of these tanks feature autoloaders. You may have wondered which one is better. Let's take a look at the T57 and the AMX-50B, starting in the mobility category. With a higher power to weight, the 50B obviously accelerates way quicker. Also, with a higher top speed, the 57 in mobility just starts to fall behind. With a top speed of 37 versus 66 on the 50B, the 57 is unable to keep up in a drag race. This in turn means that the 50B gets to the fight a few seconds earlier and is able to rotate quicker as well. Now let's take a look at these tanks as they drive up and down the hill. With a specific power of 20.3 against the T57's heavies 15.7, the 50B once again leaves its American counterpart in the dust on uphills and downhills. The same can be said regarding the reverse speed, with 20 km per hour against 14. Now, onto traverse speed. In the department of hull traverse and third traverse, the 50B, what a surprise, is again the better tank. It turns its hull quicker. Only one note to add to the 50B, it cannot turn on one spot. It's always going to make this weird little circle. Welcome to our second category. This one will be on armor. Now, between the 50B and the T57, you may already have a rough idea about who could be the winner of this one. The 50B is not a very well armored tank. However, you do still have to pay attention. It has a very annoying frontal hull that if you get baited into shooting it, you can very easily miss. You can see these annoying angles demonstrated in the following shots. That frontal hull is your strength. You want to use that and bait with that against the opponents you're going to be playing with. One of the ways to play the 50B is by peeking at an angle and baiting them into shooting your upper hull. You do have to remember that on the 50B, you see that machine gun port on the right hand side of the gun, that is pennable with HE. Also, the shoulder plates of the 50B are pennable with HE. If you run into a smart aimer, he could ruin your life by using those angles against you. Now, the side of the 50B is very squishy. If you get hit here by a high explosive shell or by an artillery, you will most likely lose a tremendous amount of health points. The back of the 50B is exactly the same story, so try and not show that part to the enemy. Now, for the T57 Heavy, I think I can say for myself and for many other people that this tank is incredibly annoying from time to time to shoot at, because that superstructure just seems to eat shells like there's no tomorrow. Even when you aim very well and take your time, it just feels like half of the time those shells just don't do anything. That is because of those weird angles on the T57 where a lot of the shells just deflect straight off and you're like, what happened? Of course, the cupola on the T57 very easily pennable, but as with many American tanks, it has the same story, that the hull can be very trollish. Same as with the 50B, if you peek in certain angles, you will be baiting with the frontal hull and the enemy will ricochet. Because of that, the 57 is able to pick up and generate a decent amount of blocking in every battle, because when people see a T57 Heavy, they tend to think that, well, it's a T57 Heavy, I can pen this anyway. They do not take their time to aim, and then they end up bouncing. One more thing to keep into consideration on the T57 Heavy is that the side armor is pretty weak, so a big gun will go through it with overmatch mechanics. Of course, the 57 at the back of the turret has a very cool shot trap. This doesn't happen very often, but if it does, well, it is what it is. I think it's fair to say that in this category, the T57 is superior compared to the 50B. So now, when we look at the perspective of the T57 Heavy, we can see that shorter interclip come into effect. However, we also have to remember that when you're using this shorter interclip on the T57 and you're moving a little bit, it doesn't give time for the reticle to fully settle. Second of all, remember the ammunition type on the 57 Heavy is AP and heat. Heat can be a downside for you, even though it has amazing penetration on the T57. because of stuff like destructible objects being in the way. You could say that's a little bit of a downside, but that is pretty much compensated by the fact that you see the C100 is absolutely get eaten by the T57 Heavy. Compared to the T57 Heavy, the 50B has a much gentler ammo loadout. With AP and APCR, you don't really have any downsides if you were to load just APCR. But you can clearly see again that the 50B in just pure clipper is a way worse clipper than the T57 Heavy. Simply because of that longer range clip and because of the lower base DPM, the 50B struggles in a pure brawl. This is where the 57 hits out way better than the 50B does. The reload on this, even though it's not that long, compared to the T57, feels very long. Similar story as with the 57, but less so. Because of the longer intraclip, the reticle is basically fully settled by the time you are reloaded throughout your shots. But that's a little bit of an advantage, but not a very big one. Now, let's take a look at the overall result between these two heavyweights in the clipper department. First up, let's start with the category of mobility. With the higher mobility in terms of reverse speed, forward speed, and reverse speed, and specific power, the 50B just takes that round hands down. Now, when we move to armor, however, the 50B still rocking a annoying upper hull that can be bounced, even lower plate can be bounced. With the 57, however, having the same kind of lower plate, but also a very bouncy turret, I think it's fair to say that the 50B loses this category against the T57 Heavy. When we go to our last and again probably most important category, the T57 rocking a higher base DPM, less intraclip, and a higher pen ammunition even as well, even though it is heat. You could say that for most engagements, and especially for most players, the 50B will again be losing. Now, what does that mean? That between these two, for most players, the 57 will be the best tank. However, do want to add a note. It is not the tank that makes the player. It is the player that makes the tank. Start off by clipping the mister. Okay, I'm missing him. What a beautiful first clip, dude. 57 well known for its sniping capabilities. Good start. Using that wonderful armor on this tank to my advantage. Do I not have a train sound detection, no? Remind me to double check the crew. Man needs sound detection. Let's cut out the middle man. I could have decent if I could finish him. I'm cutting across to the VKB. I sound angry. He very angry. He very angry. He angry. I shot him. I don't like the parts where they rather drive into my teammates than me, you know? Like, I'm not a fan of that. Just die to me. Don't cap. again. Okay, I'm dead, I guess. Yeah, I'm not making it across. Woo! Alright, let's go. Good clip. We're capping either way though. It's fine. Had to YOLO out because we're capping. Had to drive like a monkey, but 6k is 6k though. 6k is 6k. Anybody crossing? There's somebody behind the window position. I want to cross, but it's so stupid. Okay, we found their 57. Good move. Dodge the 57. Dodge the Kongs. Need to find a spot to... Okay. He's angry. 3 seconds, buddy. Amarak. Actually, well done. Amazing rolls though. What rolls, bro? 390, 390, 392, 393, bro. Ay, 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 ay. I'm gonna have to spend the entire next clip on killing like low HP targets. Oh, 57 back the way though. Wait, here comes the killer of one shots. Well done. Nice. You really committing behind me? Try to. Where were the Yak? I think Yak Tiger A line? Oh, okay. Nice. Man, it's so good, dude. I've played 2 games. Oh yeah, Jack, I low-rolled one of my clips as well. I played 2 games, dude, and I feel like I've already got enough for what I need in my YouTube video. God, I love the 57 heavy, by the way. It's actually just such a good tank. Very good. Very good. They will challenge this side, but it will be a hard battle. If I have enough people with me, I will play close. If I don't, I will play far enough away. I don't think we have enough, actually. I just feel like my heavies were too far away to make a proper fight on this side. Or the mouse and even Hunter. When their 60Ps could be very far forward. I'm also hoping that with this, I bait one of them to make the stupid play of pushing forward and just give them 4 shots for free. Or I just clip the I7 for this. And don't hit. So unlucky. That goes his fuel tanks again as well. I wonder if AP would pin there. Probably not though. 160p fired. Wow. But if I have to. I really thought the I7 would finish. I'm just going for damage because the game's over. I saw on a V. Ideally, we ram the gorilla guys. Perfect. Good. Good game. It's okay. I'll take 6.6. Very good. Very good. Except for the one clip against 60p. Very good. Where support? Where support? Was that worth my HP? I don't think so. We'll see. Side beach. Very good. It's time for me to shoot on a conqueror. He kind of shot on himself. Nice. Okay, good. What to do now? What to do now? Maybe rotate to the field. Oh my god, the timing! Brad D, I'm coming back! Hold on, I'm coming, dude. My most delicious and most favorite random event out of them all. Literally number one. The best. It's the best of the best. I love it so much. Wait, they changed this? The look on the minimap. They changed how it looks on the minimap. I'm 99% sure. It's way whiter than before. That was pretty bad. I mean, the last one was pretty bad. The rest was fine. Come here for my side-by-side boost, buddy. Okay, we're fine. We're gonna have a good game here. Very nice. Finish him. Please finish him. Please finish him. Please finish him. I lost another shot of HP that I shouldn't lose because of this. Hello. Min-max, min-max, min-max. Ah, yeah, I know min-max. I wanted the Centurion. I really wanted the Centurion for the last shot. It's okay though. 8.3 is 8.3, finally. A good game. Yeah, man, look, dude. Can you really blame me for wanting the Centurion?